Welcome to this week's edition of Live Well with Barry, the program that's all about all the inspirational people in our community. This week, we have none other than the great lady herself, Pauline Henry.
Oh.
You know I always like to kiss my guests. Come on.
Absolute pleasure to be here. It was an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you're such a legend.
I am?
In the British music scene.
Yeah.
As if she didn't know.
No, but we'll talk about that in a minute, yeah.
You know, most people will know you from the Chimes.
Yes, that's correct.
And the major single was Still Haven't Found What I've Been Looking For.
Yes.
But my favorite, I have to say, is Heaven.
Yay.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, mine. Well, I don't have favorites.
No, you can't have favorites. You're not allowed to have favorites. You have to love them all equally.
That's right.
I can have favorites.
Yes.
But I really want to find out about the lady behind the public persona of Pauline Henry of the Chimes. So, where did you grow up?
I'm really pleased to say Jamaica for the first 8 years of my life.
Okay.
And I describe my childhood as the Garden of Eden. Idyllic. So I came here when I was about 8 going on 9.
Right.
And I'm so when I think of my childhood, I just feel so lucky to have had such a beautiful childhood. I grew up in the hills.
So where in Jamaica did you come and grow up?
Gordonstown.
Which is?
In the hills.
Okay.
Don't know too much. Yeah. It's a long time. But you know, when I think of my childhood, I just think of rolling hills, fruit trees full of things, you know, streams with prawns flowing. I mean, properly Garden of Eden. That's how I think about my childhood. So I light up when I think about my childhood.
Right. Okay, so you came here at 8?
About 8, 9, yeah.
And where did you live when you came here?
Leighton for about a year. About a year. And then we moved from Leighton to Hornsey.
Okay. Which is all north side, right?
Yes. Yeah, Leighton I believe is east.
Yeah.
And then we moved north. And so I would describe myself as a North London girl.
At heart.
Yeah, because we spent the most time, I think I've been there ever since, north of the border. Yeah.
So are there brothers and sisters? Are there
Yes, I'm the oldest of 4. On my mum's side, and then I've got a brother after me, and another sister, jump a year, and then another sister. So 2 sisters and 1 brother. But on my mum's side, on my dad's side, I got another brother somewhere and another sister in America somewhere.
That's to be expected.
Yes, really.
Okay.
That we know about.
So did you all come to England together?
Yeah, me and my immediates, which is my 2 sisters. Well, actually, to say that's not actually true. My brother, myself, and my middle sister, we all went to Jamaica, got sent off to the grandparents. I don't know how many people know about this, that, you know, when black people came here back in the 50s, 60s, and, you know, no blacks, no dog, no Irish.
Exactly, you know, it was literally them coming and it not being what they
that
were
welcoming
told was going to be.
Land of gold that we were told.
So, you know, they then had to send their children back home to be looked after in a safe, secure environment.
That's right. And so I was one of those children of that era. And then, so while we were there, my last sister was born in this country. Right. So, yeah. But
she's the only one born here?
Yeah, but she's more Jamaican than we are. She goes out all the time and, you know, it's quite ironic, you know.
So are you still connected? Do you still go back often?
Not as often as I'd like to.
Okay.
And the last time I was there, well, Venus was about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, so not often. And
Venus, that's Venus, otherwise known as sausage.
She'll not be pleased. She'll not be pleased. I made a massive effort to say Venus because I get told off now for calling her sausage going on 20. Yeah. And what was the last question, sorry?
I said, when last have you been back?
Yeah, too long. And as it happens, we are in the process of sorting out my grandparents' land.
Right.
You know, as
the age-old problem because they never do their things properly with their papers.
And the idea is that, you know, we've got loads of acres in the hills. Would love to do things up there.
Right.
And would like them to sort it before they die.
Yes.
Not easy, you know, but sadly, yeah.
So was there any kind of inspiration for you to go into music? When did that start?
Good question. Not in Jamaica because my family generally are quite Christian, you know, religious. Yeah. And so in the hills, we didn't know nothing about, you know, all them bad tunes there. No, we didn't know about what they call it, secular tunes.
Oh, yeah.
And really my introduction to music came when I came to this country. And of course, back in the day, we had soul and you had the reggae, you know, you had to belong to one or the other. And I did sort of naturally, I think once I started to hear Motown, Stevie, Stevie, Aretha, you know, I just naturally moved over to the soul. And, you know, to this day, and it is a regret, I've not done a reggae tune. But I want to do a reggae. Yes, I want to do a reggae album. I even want to cover Dawn Penn's No No No. At some point, I started working on it with somebody, but I need to do that legacy to reggae music. Do a reggae album. It's on the cards, but you know it is.
So, what was your first job?
Oh God, first job. Oh God. It's kind of funny, really, because I think I left school at 16. Now, this is super funny, right? Because, say, like, you know, across the road, right? So I had got a job, a factory job, packing bottles. It looked like Pond's cream or something in boxes. And I literally remember, I lived this side of the road and the factory was there. Do you know, I was late every day for the whole week that I worked there. It was mind-numbingly boring. Yeah, it lasted, I think it lasted a week. So that was my very, very first job. And that was so funny that you can actually be late when you literally have to wake up and cross the road.
Because you think, oh, I'm so close, I can leave everything to the last minute.
What time does work start? 1 minute to 9, that's when you wake up late.
Yeah, exactly.
That's super funny. And then I do believe my next encounter was working at the hair salon at Aquarius. No, I've got to tell you another story with that one. I used to go there to get my hair done. And then I fell in love. Do you know Orlando? He used to work.
Yes, I know Orlando. Oh,
I shouldn't have said the O word. I was in love with Orlando because he was so trendy and he had all these different hairstyles and I thought it was lovely. So come Wednesday night, my hair would be immaculate. Then I'd go to the salon on Friday, you know, but come Thursday night or whatever, whenever I was going, I'd do my hair before. So I'd go, hello, Pauline, hi, your hair's lovely. Why are you coming to the hair? Just here to, you know. So are you here to see Orlando?
It's like cleaning for the cleaner.
For real. And I know people like that. Get up at 6, do the cleaning, and then the cleaners come at 7. So that was me. I'd get up, do the hair.
And then go to a hair salon.
I bet it was well worth it because Orlando would massage the hair and proper lovely. And I was in love with him. And then I'd sit there and he'd go, what are you doing this weekend? I'd go, you know, nothing. Waiting for so would you like to come out for a That didn't put me off month after month after month. I went there. Eventually, I got a job. Mr. Parry or Mrs. Parry, I think she said, she liked my smile and, you know, I was very friendly. So she said, would you do reception? at the thingy? And I said, yeah, of course I would. And then one thing led to another. Eventually, when the big O did ask me, I was already dating, and it was so funny.
She's like, too late.
Oh, it really was too late. Oh yeah, long. I remember having to drag him out my room. Like, no, you can't go. But anyway, so I then ended up learning quite a lot about hair, thank God, you know, and did hair and, you know, and so anyway, that was my second job, I believe.
So when did the singing start? What was your first encounter with
I talk about the hair salon because that played such a pivotal role. I always tease Mrs. Parry as well because I'd be shampooing the hair, but I'd be singing, you see? And I had a few key customers and, you know, while Mrs. Parry was like, shut up! Stop singing over the customer's head! You know, some of them would earnestly, I'd be shampooing the hair and I'd be in my little new, do you know how much work I got out that place? The first time, it was Marilyn Boy George's boyfriend.
Okay, Marilyn.
I was shampooing his hair, doing my thing, and he invited me to his studio to come do backing vocals, but I'd never done
anything that, well, there's always a first time.
So I turned up in this massive studio and did the duck, you know what they call it, deer in a headlight.
Yeah. And
I couldn't cut it. But the fact is, he thought I was worthy to give him a chance. Then somebody else said to me, you know, you're in the wrong business. As I was shampooing her hair, she said, you know, you're in the wrong business. And then another customer saying, you should do singing, you've got a lovely voice. So all these little things was going in my head. Yeah.
Bit by bit.
And I just, you know, still tease Mrs. Parrott. Shut up. That was her bit of inspiration. Yeah. And then stupid little things, all these little subliminal things, but something really simple. I think I went to Tenerife one Christmas, met this chappie who had dated, is there somebody called Pauline Young? She used to do interviews, Pauline, Yvonne. Anyway, met this guy. He worked in the music business, did interviews, and for the whole 2 weeks, we'd meet on the beach and all he would do is talk about who he interviewed. And as I heard more about this kind of thespian world, I just thought, I like the sound of these people. They sound individual, unique, different. I just love the stories. Well, I came back and decided I'm putting ads out in music and Melody Maker at the time.
Right.
New Musical Express, started going for my auditions because I thought, yes, I want to be in music. My first interview, the guy thought I was shite. Can I say shite?
No. But she said it already.
Yeah, thought I was crap. Right, in case you want to do a cut, thought I was crap. But I had I'd set them up, and then by the time we got to more and more, I got my confidence back. In fact, by the third audition, they were telling me I was amazing. In fact, no, the second audition, the first one, the guy told me I was crap. Second one, thought I was amazing. Third one, I was being shortlisted for bands, and was so inspired talking to this chap on holiday about his musical experiences with other artists. I kind of identified somewhere with the art, you know, somewhere I felt like there was a place in this world.
This is where I should be.
Yes, I wanted this world. And so I just decided from that moment that I was going to be a singer, and I placed my ad in New Musical Express, Melody Makers, and every, you know, publication going. And I remember my first audition that the guy thought I was crap. And it was quite interesting because by the second audition, the guy thought I was great. And then by the third audition, I was getting shortlisted for bands, and thereafter, people were getting kicked out of bands for me to take their places. So I'd do an audition for a band, they'd hear the voice, and they'd say, okay, so that lead singer has to, so yeah, so it was really cool. And yeah, and I'd like to say to people, if there's any younger audience listening or younger members, that when you're going for your dreams, you got to be so focused about it. Don't let the first experience or don't
put you off.
Yeah, and also be determined, you know, because if that one first audition, if I took that to heart,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So I want to say to people, don't, you know,
be discouraged.
Don't be discouraged, but more like be determined. Be determined. Believe in yourself, because don't let people throw you off. You know, as long as you believe in yourself, is what I'm saying. Believe in yourself. Right. You know, because if I'd have been put off by that first guy, I wouldn't be here today.
It's that self-belief, they call it.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
And conviction that I can.
Determination. Yeah. But I think the one is the self-belief in self, you know, believe in yourself in spite of everything.
So those were your first encounters with music. When did the Chimes come along?
Quite a while after.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You see, now this is another thing, because people
think,
see the finished product, but they don't know the journey.
By the time you guys saw me in the Chimes, I could have had a prolific career in the States.
Right.
Yeah. Had done loads, been in bands, was already writing songs, you know, I'd done quite a bit.
Right.
Hence why, when I had to do my audition down the phone, but I've got to give a bit of backdrop to that. What happened is that they were flying people up to Scotland to do the audition. The Chimes is a Scottish outfit. Right. And they weren't getting any singers. They were all crap, you see? So by the time they got to me now, they're like, well, we can't be afford to be flying people up. So the next person, they're going to have to do the audition down the phone. Lo and behold, I had to sing. I do believe it could have been Ain't Nobody. I just, you know, for me, by that time, I was very pro doing this, doing that. And so when they said, I'll do it down the phone, I was like, you know, off I went. And I thought, right, we're flying her up.
She's worth the plane ticket.
That's right. Yeah. And then once I got up and, you know, they played me some backing tracks and I was like, okay, I can work with this. And then we came back, we had lunch, came back and just jammed some stuff for it out. I think we did Love So Tender first and whatever. And I thought, yeah, she's hot. So what I'm saying is I was not a freshman by the time I got there, and in a way that's what they spotted, was that there's a lot of inexperience, you know? And so basically we had a massive falling out. We didn't get on.
Really?
You know, oh God, it was hell.
Is this before the singles came out?
No, like.
And of course, Pauline isn't, so you have to take that into consideration. Yeah. So
modest.
The onus was all
modest. No, but you know, it was. I'm sorry to put it like this, but you know, they talk about the sexism now that's now very out there, which is good. But they did have an attitude like, you know, we'll tell you what to do and you do what we tell you and And I'm like, excuse me, you know, I had cards like that with managers in the States, because I had a sister in the state. I'd gone to the state before and I was going back and forth, and I got a family. But each time we go, me meet one manager, one wants to marry me, because I had a career waiting for me in the States. Right. So I was going back and forwards while we were writing the stuff, and one time the manager begged me, like, please come back. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, let me just go back. He goes, come back, we're going to get a deal. And I was like, yeah, we've heard all that before. So I was like, okay, I just didn't want to be nasty. So I thought, let me just go back, finish this stuff with the guys. They ain't going to get no deal, right? Yeah. Just go back and finish it, and then I could come back to America. Sod's Law did not have it that way. Sure enough, we came back. We got the record deal. I should have been happy, shouldn't I? Yeah. I wasn't at the time. Of course, I'm grateful now for the opportunity. But no, by the time I'd met the guys, I had designs of my own. I wanted to be a singing, dancing Beyonce, you know, not just a singer. I wanted to...
soloist as well.
No, but you notice the Americans, how they do things. It's not just singing. They sing, they entertain, they play music. So I thought I was green. I didn't think I was ready for all that. I was going to go to America, develop myself.
Trade.
Yeah, I was going to be a singing, dancing, you know, Janet Jackson, you know, all the moves and the da-da-da and the singing and that's what I wanted.
And the comedy. You know,
the whole thing. Oh, bless. Well. Yeah. So, yeah, that was me. I wanted to be a singing, dancing, da-da-da. So when they said, oh, you know, she got a deal, I thought, I'm not ready. I didn't think I was. I really didn't think I was ready.
Ready or not? As they say, here I come.
So that's the history of the Chimes, really. And it's probably one of the most challenging things, but nothing good is easy. But it was very challenging, but it was great working with the lads.
So the first single was Still Haven't Found What I've Been Looking For?
No. I think it was even 1, 2, 3.
Oh, right.
Yeah, produced by Soul to Soul.
Right.
I was surprised they liked that one because, in fact, could have been one of the first, because when the guys would play backing track, I'd just go in the studio and whatever came out.
Yeah.
And I remember doing 1, 2, 3. You know, you just kind of throw it, but I never thought it'd be a single. Then it was released, and then I remember going to Paris to perform it, and they were all singing it.
Yeah,
like,
it was like
1,
a hit,
2, 3. I was like, oh my God. That threw me, and even today I've got to be adding it to my repertoire now because people are asking for that tune. But in my mind, I didn't think anyone would take it seriously. I do remember Underestimate as well, just going in there, but they turned out to be okay tunes in the end. You know, working with the guys, and
absolutely
bringing it all together.
So then when did Still Haven't Found Out What I've Been Looking For?
Oh, well, I can't miss but not tell the story to that one because, believe it or not, that wasn't even on the radar of anything. I know. To think I could actually retire on that song now, because everywhere we go, for English, everywhere I frequent the English version.
We will put subtitles.
Yeah, I could literally retire on that song. Now it's become an integral part of my life, It's almost crystallized me into foreverness. Yeah. And, but no, what happened? I've always got my songs that I'm doing my vocal warm-up to. When it came out on Joshua Tree album, U2, for those who don't know.
Yes, U2.
I only loved it because the Harlem Gospel Choir was at the back, okay? And I'm here in there, So I was really just practicing to the Harlem Gospel Choirs. Now the lads heard me practicing to the song. As it goes, I think we were promoting 1, 2, 3, the first single, and they asked us to do something, a cover song, something that we outside our genre. So Mike said to me, Pauline, what was that song you were singing again? So I said, oh, U2, Still Haven't Found. I think we should just do that, So I said, okay, fine, and we did that. Child, I don't know what happened from the moment we did that song on that Scottish TV program. God, sometimes I tried to visualize what was the frenzy going on at Sony, what was happening. Because the next thing, we got a call saying, just do it, you guys, we want you in the studio, just record it and put it on the album, just for the album. Then I remember Lincoln saying something like, it's always good to have a cover on the album, so do it and do it. Okay, we did it. Then the next thing we heard was, it's going to be a single. Then the next thing we heard, the Americans and the British now are labeled that side. They want this mix, and it became like a harangue thing. Then it was released, and then we were in the States, and hence the statement from Bono, none of the stations with America would touch it. Why? R&B, rock, they don't really cross. R&B, this one, they just don't come.
Mix,
So then to get rock stations to play, U2, the purists were all out. So then the label had to go and get a statement from Bono. Then Bono says, at last, someone came along that can sing the song the way it was meant to be. Quote unquote, don't quote me, but there are. that scratch, I scratched my head for years. What did he mean? No, but what did he mean? At last, someone sing the song the way it was went. Well, believe it or not, in the last year or 2 years, I now find out what he meant. Research some video thing online. There is Bono saying that they wanted the song to be a gospel soul song.
Right.
And that's why they went and got the Harlem Gospel Choir.
Right.
And even then, you know, it wasn't quite, you know, they just didn't have it, the soul interpreted it the way they wanted it. I thought, oh, baby, we was on the same wavelength. Because when I heard the Harlem Girls, I knew where it needed to be. Yeah. So when he heard our version, he's like, that's what I originally intended. So I was like, oh, we're on the same wavelength. You two, Bono, whatever your name is, we're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength, Bono, you know, I got it. So that was quite something. So very interesting. Again, I don't take credit for it all. The guys did a great job on the production for me to interpret it the way I did, but that's how that came about. And I'm afraid to say, of all the Chimes things, that is the most. And you know, sometimes I perform it, it's like people ain't never even heard it before. So I've got a whole new, you know, it's 26 going on 27 years and old, 27 years old.
That's right.
And then I still do it, and I'm just like, people ain't never heard it before. I'm sick of singing it, you know what I mean? But
no, there was a period where you kind of came out of music because you were studying.
I did take off.
What made you do that?
Do you know what?
Because it was law you studied.
Yes, right? What happened was, after my solo career, which was kind of came, I say solo career, I say I hit the magic number in the industry, you know, the pop side, the label side, the popular side. They don't tell you about these things, about your age, you know, but I realized I'd hit the magic number. So by this time I was about 36. Ooh, old, right? And I just didn't, my contract came to an end.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Now at that time, you know, I was ready to hang up, you know, I was ready. And I was married at the time, and so I thought, right, I'll start my family sausage, you know, I'll start my family. Yes. Yeah. And so had a little idyllic moment there of just being a home, stay-at-home mom, just as well, because throughout the pregnancy, man, oh man, whole 9 months of nausea, you know, kept my figure because everything, you know,
At least you stayed slim.
I stayed slim, apart from the little pout, and then went to St. Lucia at the last part of the pregnancy. That's the only time I was able to eat because the food was, and I was eating so much. I'm going, the baby going to get fat, the baby going to get fat. But little did they know, as soon as I stepped back on the plane, the smells came back, the food, so yeah, anyway. So that period, I hadn't really planned to return to the industry. I had enough. But then, after I had, you know, about 2 years at home with being a stay-at-home mom for about, say, 2 years, you do realize that you're gonna need a career as such, you know?
And something to occupy your fertility.
Yes.
Because
you're not ready to turn to jelly just yet. Yes.
You want to talk about something other than nappies and
the thing is, I'd left school without any qualifications.
Right.
Not even a CSC to my name. Well, I had about 2 CSCs. Do they know what that is in the modern days? So yes, so I realized, you know, I'd need I wanted a second career, but prior to that, I had a kind of complex about leaving school too soon.
Right.
I hadn't any, apart from 2 qualifications, I think it was a French and social studies or something. I didn't have any formal academic training.
Right.
Didn't mean I wasn't intelligent though, but to me, I didn't feel comfortable. And so while I was a stay-at-home mom, I decided to go back to university. And I did actually 2 degrees simultaneously.
Right.
I did a law degree and I did a chef degree. So I've also got a chef skills as well. I just wanted to do things I was passionate about, really. Right. And so I actually got the chef side of it first. And then when I got into the law school, I got them both and I thought, well, which one? Oh, sod it, I'll do them both.
I'll do them both.
I'll do them both. It wasn't easy because I started the law thing first and then I was doing the chef and then I had the young baby. And then the law thing started to get, each year it was getting, oh my God, this ain't no joke. So then I put the chef thing on hold for 2 years and come back and finish it. Okay. So I'd finished the law and then come, so yeah.
Right.
And then, so yeah, I did that. And then I did my master's after that, which was in intellectual property law. And then I was actually going to be a barrister. That was what I was training to be. And I got all the relevant, skills and training and passed all I needed. But I didn't have £13,000 at the time. I was not working, and my savings didn't really, couldn't really accommodate. Yeah. So I thought, well, okay, maybe you have to go back to music. That's literally.
So that was the kickstart to go back to music.
Yeah. Right. If you can't be a barrister, just maybe use it. Well, I was doing some part of paying for the masters. I was doing little live work here and there, that's when you put me in touch with that agent.
That's right.
And I handed it over to the band that I was working with to deal with it, and they cocked it. Excuse my friend. Really messed it up for me. But that's when I was keeping my hand in, as it were, to pay for my studies and stuff like that. But I'm really, really glad I did it. I have been able to use my legal training because once I returned to the industry, I then set up a label, my own independent label.
Okay.
Yes, so that I could put out stuff. And I write all my own contracts and my production agreements and my this and my that.
Yeah, because now that gives you an understanding or a better understanding.
An advantage.
Yeah. In the past as an artist, you're going in, they're lawyers.
I was disadvantaged. Yeah.
Now
I'm now in a better position. To take advantage because I know what the labels know is what I'm trying to say. And but obviously, I'm not trying at the minute. In an ideal world, it would be great to think of myself as one of probably the only black, label owners in the UK, black female label owners. I'd like to, and to grow to the point of where I can bring on and support young artists, urban acts, urban specifically, That's my ultimate goal, is to get to the position where I can
do that,
sign acts, even better still, have other affiliates outside the country, not just be me and my big self, set up labels across the world, not just be, I don't want to do it small. That's ultimately my
conglomerate.
Well, how do other labels do it? They don't just have one big thing in the States and and that's it, and they put out their stuff. No, they're Spain, UK, LA, South Africa, everywhere. So I'd like to, if God willing and the support is there and the finances, because it's tough in music, that I should make enough in the business that I can now invest in other artists. That would be my ultimate dream.
Well, that's great.
My legacy would be that,
Now, you're obviously a very busy girl.
Yes.
So how do you look after yourself and keep yourself level? What do you do?
Well, I have
yoga, train?
No. I have a permanent gym membership from about in my 20s.
Okay.
I've always had a gym membership. My girlfriend used to train bodybuild, so I used to go with her, and that's how I got into it.
Right.
But even my diet, I'm quite particular about my diet. I'm about 90% vegan.
Okay.
And I'm very particular about where I get my meats and the kind of meats, like halal. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but I do believe the process is different. But I don't eat, I'm more green than dairy. And also, because I was brought up on an organic farm in Jamaica, my consistency doesn't handle a lot of stuff, so I'm very particular about food. Not a food snob, but a bit very particular. Can't just go to the supermarket and pick up
your own thing.
Even where I live, it's good because the food has to be of a quality, you know, like even Portugal, I told you I was in love with it, only because I heard fresh fish, you can pick it up down the road, the fresh fruit and all of that, so I'm all for that. But yeah, even mentally as well, I avoid aggravation, stress, negativity. It starts, I'm over there. Skid mark. Skid marks. I gone. I don't entertain it. I just like chill life. I live a clean life. I don't need it. I don't need it.
The stress, that's definitely and avoiding drama.
Yeah, negativity too. Negative
absolutely.
People. Negative situation, negative relationships, negative children. You know, even my daughter, I'm making sure when we have our little ups and downs, it's like, okay, we have our little rough and tumble, but now let's bring it down to a place of calm. Let's talk, and that's what we are about. And apologies where they need to be said, you know. And I don't do aggravation. So if you think I'm looking okay, then it's because I do live a clean, peaceful, happy life. Always got a smile.
So what are your new projects and endeavors for 2018, which is just around the corner?
Yes, indeed. Well, I really want to do more live work.
Right.
So that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. I'm also working on
the live work more than recording?
Not really, but I think the mainstay of my income is performance.
Right.
And I also really want to do more of that. I think all last year and the last 5 years, I've been working more on releases and the production. And to be honest, it takes me away from the love of what I love to do, which is singing and performing. And it's like
live audience.
So if say, you had 5 fingers, one of that, all of that would be admin and everything else going on, and this is all I'd have left to contribute to look at vocal warm-ups, do a tune. So I want to do it the other way around. I want
all of that to be the vocals and that to be the other side.
The outside, the business side of things. So it's been good getting to grips with the business side of things, understanding the new model of music, because it's changed a lot.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because having been in the industry from when you were in the industry, it's changed considerably. How has that affected you?
Well, I thought, doing a master's and a law degree was hard, but all this social media business, we can't keep up, Barry. You can't keep up. And the thing is, you have to. You have to.
That's the thing, because you have to learn it or you get left behind. This is the model, the new business model now. Yeah. And, I reluctantly now have to put more emphasis on this, because when they go online, when they're researching you, who are you? Hold on. And they look at their numbers and it don't make sense. You ain't getting the job. And the thing is, I've actually had to see that. It's like, how come they ain't getting it? I'm Pauline Henry, man. No, they don't. Yeah. All they do is Spotify stream, this one, your subscribers. Yeah. So now that's what I have to do. I have to be working with people to balance. So have you got people managing your social media then?
Now I have, finally. It's taken some time. So now
because it is quite a lot to manage.
or pay.
Using it effectively, that's the thing.
Well, it's just a whole nother job, full stop.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do a little bit of everything, the business, the production, the this, the that, the that. You come to a point, you know, you
singing down there.
And the singing down there, and you know, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
And eventually that became my massive focus, was the social media side of it.
Yeah.
Because everything has moved. So the music industry to that physical, tangible thing to what we had before.
It's completely disappeared.
No, none of that is relevant anymore.
Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. And it's nice to think vinyl is there's still a place for
Well, apparently
it.
there's a resurgence.
Well, when I do my put out stuff, I will, you know, cater for that market of it. But yes, but now, as I say, everything's changed, you know. I even have to choose to work with, I hate to sound ageist, but younger people. Why? Even when I work with Carl, and he'll say certain things, and I'm trying to pull him into now, how people do things now. And, you know, I hate to be ageist, Barry, but I do have to be I can't work with some of the older people that because they don't understand today's media, and I hate to say it, but me have to look at the young people them and what the young people them.
Well, yes, I mean that's the thing, is because whatever you're doing, you want to remain current
and
you want to remain relevant. And in order to do that, you still have to keep in touch with what's going on now. So it's a whole new, so just when you thought you're done, you learned that one and you learned that. There's something new to learn.
Something more to learn.
So your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook.
But it's even more things like streaming. What the hell? What does that mean? Spotify. All of a sudden Spotify is relevant. Spotify is like where it's at, and building up stream. It's a lot to learn.
I can see you're about to have heart failure as we speak. Calm down, darling. Calm down.
My age. You know, I'm not used to it. You know, because, you know, kids are brought up on the computers and they They're naturally adept in that.
They're
expressing like us with you know, so that's been a learning curve as well.
And an eye-opener.
Not just the business, but what drives it. Social media, how they read it, what they're looking for. It's like the other day I was talking to an agent, and she went on YouTube and she found still out, she goes, 56,000. That was all that mattered. 56,000 views, and it wasn't even my channel.
Right.
Yeah, it was just somebody else's channel, but that's the kind of thing that they're looking at. Whether your music is crap, and this is not good because they're not even looking at the quality.
It's who's looked at it.
No.
Doesn't even matter if they even liked it, but they viewed it.
X amount of people like
it.
X of people are following you, and it's so false, really. But it's the industry.
It's what social media is,
And if you want to maintain in the business,
you have to be in it, understand it, and function within it.
It's a constant educational thingy. So,
well, my darling, thank you very much.
That was so quick. Really?
Yeah, it was, darling. I know you're a busy girl. You're a busy girl.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us.
Absolutely.
And as you know, we're building a community here. So you will be coming back in future to tell us how things have moved forward.
Thank you so much. And perhaps my new stuff.
Indeed, definitely.
In the new year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you. Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us, guys, and see you next week. Can't wait.
Bye.
Bye.